Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your buddy Rob Molina, Pun Perfector, Toy Collector. Welcome back, as always. But before we get into anything else, I'd like to say that anyone under the age of 13 should not view this channel since it's intended for adult collectibles and adult collectors. But, as always, without further ado, let's get into today's episode. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your buddy Rob Molina, Pun Perfector, Toy Collector. Back to you again with another vid. So, in today's vid, I'm going to show you guys a set that I was luckily able to complete just the other day. So, the set is Death Note, the anime series. So, Death Note was a short-lived series. I would say like between 27 and 29 episodes, I think. But in that short season, or in that short arc, there was a lot of plot twists, a lot of deceit, a lot of intensity, a lot of suspense throughout. So in the show itself, given the name, Death Note refers to this book. So this book belongs to Shinigamis. So a Shinigami is basically like a fallen angel. I guess in Japanese culture, a Shinigami would be a Grim Reaper. So sort of a malevolent presence, evil, demonic, devilish, whatever you want to say. So in the series, you see, this character by the name of Ryuk, sort of bored, because he lives in this sort of netherworld, sort of purgatory, so it's a place between heaven and hell. So he's just basically, hey, you know what, I'm bored out of my skull and I'm gonna just mess with somebody. So he contrives a plan to sort of lie to one of the other Shinigamis, takes this said Death Note book, drops it into the human world, and unfortunately one of the guys, or the guy that finds it, is this character right here. So of course we have Light Yagami. So Light Yagami is a sort of a student at a Japanese university or college, and in the show, he's considered a very smart, articulate young man. He's definitely top of his class, and one day he himself, I guess, is just bored with the everyday mundane life of a student, who just gets up, goes to school, studies. School seems to be a breeze for this guy, and of course, come to find out, he walks past this book, picks it up, and come to find out this book has some pretty unique abilities. So the book itself, when you do write someone's name, who you've met, who you've had an encounter with, or who you've seen on TV, or just in passing, that person ends up, meeting their death. So, this book definitely holds a unique ability in itself, and of course, Light Yagami. I think initially his intentions were good. I don't want to give away too much of the series, but he uses the book to sort of basically filter and purify society. So what he wants to do is write down names of people that he sees that are unbecoming, that are unworthy of living. So basically, like criminals. So in the show, Light sort of, becomes, I guess, malevolent himself and evil himself. Basically, it just goes off on a tangent, and you see him sort of slowly and surely, sort of like, lose his mind and sort of like lose all composure. So definitely a cool character. Of course, I'll try to take it out really quick and show you guys exactly what it looks like. So let me see. Oops. Let's see if I can get this out without damaging the box. So I'll show you guys exactly what Mr. Light Yagami looks like. Okay. Alright, I'm having trouble over here. So I'll take it out ever so delicately. So Mr. Light Yagami is, basically dressed in a school uniform. So of course he's got his like sort of tan blazer, sort of like this, brown slacks, and of course his, button-down shirt, and with a nice red tie, and of course the nice touch right here is he has the Death Note. in his hand. So very cool. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but Death Note is definitely written on the book itself, so a nice little touch. But yeah, guys, if you guys have not seen the series, I mean, I would definitely suggest that you watch it. I mean, it's doable. It's 27, 28, 29 episodes, so definitely worth your time. So we'll get into the next pop. So, of course, we'll get into our friend over here, Ryuk. So Ryuk is basically a Shinigami, a Grim Reaper, basically a malevolent presence in the show. Ryuk and Light Yagami sort of strike up this weird friendship. They sort of become partners in crime, I guess. And Shinigami, sort of, uses Light as a pawn. So in the show itself, you see sort of Light attempting to sort of take advantage of Ryuk, and of course Ryuk does the same in return. So of course, this is like, chess, sort of like chess-like, chess-like dynamic between the both of them. They're sort of trying to outsmart each other and try to contrive each other. So definitely cool in itself. In the show, Mr. Ryuk, is sort of not your typical demonic presence. Sort of funny, sort of goofy in a lot of ways. And in the show itself, you see Ryuk always eating an apple. So for some reason, Ryuk is fascinated by the taste of apples. So of course, as you guys can see here in the mold itself, Mr. Ryuk has a big juicy red apple right there. So in the show, at some point, Light Yagami, Light knows that, Ryuk, is fiending for these apples and definitely wants them and definitely needs them. And, I guess to Ryuk, they're almost like crack. They're almost like cocaine. They become sort of like all consuming to him, like I guess in the show you sort of see, him basically have like almost like these withdrawal symptoms, so of course, when people try to wean off heroin or crack or cocaine, obviously, their body shuts down, they break down into cold sweats, they're a hot mess. Of course, in the show you see, Ryuk, definitely, fall apart, just because he can't have a juicy red apple. But the pop itself, it looks very cool. I love the way it looks. Of course, he's got those bright yellow eyes. Of course, that sinister smile. And of course, he's clad in this like leather, like fur-like suit. So very cool. And of course, his hair is like this bluish color. And of course, his leather suit sort of looks the same color. So like this bluish color. So very cool. And of course, he's got this like leather sort of belt around his waist, and of course like some chainmail off to the side. So very cool, I like that. But yeah, guys, tell me what you think. And we'll get into the last two that I was able to get. So of course, with every show, I mean, there's a good guy, there's a bad guy. In the show Death Note, of course, once Light becomes sort of all consumed by the Death Note and attempts to sort of take over society, of course we have somebody that has to be the protagonist or the antagonist. So of course, Light being light, and then L being sort of darkness, I guess. So L is a employee of a Japanese sort of counterintelligence agency, so sort of like the Japanese CIA, the Japanese FBI. So his job is to basically, go after Light, and he's attempting to find out who has this Death Note and why they're doing what they're doing. So, L is just as smart, just as intelligent. His IQ is off the charts. And of course, you see the battle between Light and L sort of play out throughout the first series. Throughout the first season. And yeah, it's just a cool, dynamic between the both of them. Of course, as you guys can see, L has like these sort of bags under his eyes. So of course, it looks like he never gets any sleep. It looks like he's an insomniac. It looks like he just woke up. So yes, this is definitely what he looks like throughout the series. And of course, he's always, got no sneakers, no shoes. So I guess he just feels comfortable in a white tee and some blue jeans. So of course, that's the way he looks in the show. But yeah, it's so cool, the show. The fact that you see Light and L sort of bashing heads and attempting to outsmart each other, and then you have Ryuk trying to take advantage of Light, and the whole series itself was fantastic from beginning to end. I loved it. I definitely recommend that if you have not watched it, definitely watch it. Definitely give it a chance. You may fall in love with it just the way I did. And we'll get into the very last one. So of course we have L with Cake. So of course this is the special edition series. Of course this one also had a Hot Topic sticker as well. So I got this one just because it seems like the sticker, just looks a little cooler than the Hot Topic one. But of course in the series itself, you do see L at times feast on everything. Considering that he's a scrawny, skinny guy, his appetite is, limitless. The guy's just always eating. So you definitely see him throughout the series, munching on snacks, but mostly munching on cake as he's attempting to foil Light's plans. Of course, you see this guy eating a nice, moist piece of cake. So that's just what it looks like. So definitely a cool little touch that I enjoyed with this pop. So of course I want to show you guys exactly what it looks like. And of course we have L sort of with a fork in his mouth, just sort of hanging on his lip. And of course a nice piece of, I guess, strawberry shortcake is what it looks like. So of course he's in this like sort of crouching pose, as you guys can see. And of course he still has the bags under his eyes. He still looks like he hasn't gone to bed in about 6 days. So yeah, very cool in every way. But yeah, guys, I'm lucky that I was able to sort of finish off this set. It took me a little while to piece it together, but luckily with Mercari collateral or credit, I was able to scoop up most of these over like the last couple weeks, just because some of them were going for a little over PPG. Luckily on Mercari you can get stuff if you wait it out under PPG, so that's what I did. Just bought my time, waited to get them, and scooped them up. But yeah, guys, if you could, just comment down below what you thought of me completing this last set. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys liked it. And comment down below if you've seen the series itself. I highly recommend it. I think you guys will enjoy it from beginning to end, just the way I did. And yeah, so drop a comment, fill me in. Tell me if you've seen this show or not. But thank you guys, as always, for tuning in. If you could, just, hit the thumbs up, give it a like. If you really enjoyed it, of course, subscribe to the channel. And if you really love me, then, just give me praise, give me adulation. Tell me I mean the world to you guys. But yeah, guys, with that being said, I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy yourself, and happy hunting, I guess, right? All right, then. Bye-bye.